Huge development out of Grand Forks Sunday night. After 10 years leading North Dakota hockey, head coach Brad Berry will not return next season. The fourth winningest coach in program history, who won a national championship in his first season in 2016, now exits the program, according to a press release from the team. Even with that green banner in his first season, taking over for Dave Haxtell, the last few years were rough by the program's standards under Berry's leadership. North Dakota has missed the NCAA tournament 2 of the last 3 seasons. That includes this year when UND's season ended in the NCHC Frozen Face-Off semis on Friday night. But Berry's resume at North Dakota, certainly a good one. It speaks for itself regardless of the last couple of years. We mentioned the national championship in 2016. UND also won an NCHC championship at the Ralph in 2021. Plus, Nodak won the Penrose Cup and made the NCAA tournament 5 times each during Berry's tenure. Dane Jackson has been named the interim head coach, and the school says a national search for a new head coach will begin immediately.